Today we're working on the in-wall water for a mop sink faucet. We're using Viega Drop Ear 90s with Viega Pure Flow PEX. Blue is cold, red is hot. This one I already have pressed on. I got the pipe marked at the end of the fitting. I can see the PEX inside the little windows. It's good to go. Typically on these drop ears, they both get the shower test nipples, which are basically just plastic threaded nipples with a gasket that's hollow on the end. These are used to go into the drop ears to stub out of the wall for when sheetrock or tile or whatever they put on the finish, they have something to cut around to keep our hole where it needs to be. Like I said, these are gasketed, so all you have to do is tighten them in by hand till they're snug and give them a good old half, quarter, three-quarter turn, whatever they'll do. Just try to squeeze this gap down between the blue and the brass body. The other one here does not have the drop ear on it yet, so I'm going to show you how to put that on. I'm going to get a marker here. You see the fittings have little windows. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see where the pipe actually stops inside the ring here to make sure it's on all the way. So we'll pop that on. Verify you can see it in the windows. And we're going to mark the pipe so another visual that it's in all the way. After it's in all the way, we're going to grab our press tool with our Viega press heads, the Pure Flow heads. All the ones we have are red, the gray is obviously Pro Press. Make sure to center the tool on the ring. Make sure we're not hanging over either side. Make sure it's straight. We're done there. Head is secure. It's ready to go as far as that goes. After that, like I said, typically they both get the shower nipples, but for this install, they want a gauge for testing the water system put on one side. I'm choosing to do it on the hot. So to do that, I have a 1/2 by 6 brass nipple, a 3/4 by 1/2 bell reducer, and a 3/4 by 2 inch brass nipple. And we need to Teflon all these up. Teflon, we typically use the blue stuff. Teflon is used to seal these joints. Anything with threads needs to have Teflon no matter what. You can also put pipe dope on there. In this instance, I am not, because I'm putting a gauge there, and pipe dope can tend to get caught up in all the mechanical parts, if any inside the gauge, and possibly make it go bad. So put Teflon in. I'm right-handed, so I always hold the Teflon with my right hand, put my finger through the center hole, and kind of use my middle finger to guide the Teflon. When starting, I put it on the pipe as if you're going to wrap it counterclockwise. If you're looking at it, hold it with my left pointer finger, wrap it around. Sometimes it slips, it's okay. Wrap it around. So you have to do 3 wraps on the sealing surface of threads. With this size Teflon, typically just 3 wraps around is good enough to cover it. 1, 2, 3. Tear it off like that. Smooth it out. We're going to go ahead and hand thread on the bell reducer. Next, we're going to prepare the 3/4 nipple of Teflon. Like I said, holding it my dominant hand with the Teflon coming over the top. Hold it on the nipple with my left hand. Wrap it around, 3 wraps around the sealing surface. Smooth it out. We're going to go ahead and hand thread that in there. Now it's time to get the back side of the nipple. Speed it up a little bit. Now it's time to tighten these up. We adjust our channel locks so they're going to grip it right. Grab around the 1/2 inch part of the bell reducer. Then I'm going to get the other set of channel locks onto the nipple. Looking at channel locks, they are directional. So the ones you're tightening with need to be orientated like this. You're going to be turning counterclockwise. And the ones you're using to back up your thread joint will be facing the opposite direction. So we're going to go ahead and tighten these up. And of course, this is not a snug fit. You need to get these tight. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around so I can tighten the 3/4 nipple. Adjust my channel locks again. Sometimes they slip, you have to readjust on the nipples. I always tighten the gauges last. Sometimes if you try to tighten them too soon, or do what some people do and hold the nipple with your channel locks and tighten everything down at once, with how thin the sidewall is on these gauges, you can crack them, which will obviously cause a leak during testing. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold the 3/4 nipple. The gauge body has flat sides. You can use that to grip. Whatever you do, make sure you don't just grab it, try to turn the gauge. You will snap this brass or bend the inside face of the gauge. Okay, last step, we're going to Teflon the last side of the 1/2" nipple. We're going to hand thread it into the drop ear 90. Put my backup pair of channel locks onto the drop ear 90. Adjust my channel locks smaller to fit around the nipple. Tighten them together. There we go. That's ready for install. When installing these drop ear 90s in the field, we need to make sure we're checking with submittals for what kind of faucet's going in there. Typically, it's 8" on center. Exactly. You don't really have much wiggle room, so they need to be both level and 8" apart. Exactly. As far as elevation above finished floor, you have to check the submittals, see if it calls anything special in there based on the mop sink or the faucet. If you look in the elevation section of the architectural plans, sometimes they call out elevations for the faucets. It ranges from different things. Another place to look is actually on the physical plumbing plans. Sometimes they show in the keyed notes and the fixture call out mop sink with faucet at X height. So make sure y'all are double checking. Thank you very much, and I hope this helps.